Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Monday, and that means tonight was Monday Night Raw. As far as tonight's Raw does go, not a bad show. Wouldn't call it great or anything, because it's a goddamn 2.5 hour show. And yeah, I did a lot to build up Night of Champions. We learned some things for next week's show as well. We got a big tag team title match. The New Day will be defending their titles, against the Judgment Day's JD McDonough and Finn Balor. So that's cool. Unfortunately, speaking of Judgment Day, Dom is injured. It is, according to Pierce, serious enough to where they had to pull the match from Night of Champions. And in turn, we're now getting a 6-match show in Saudi Arabia. They added Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn, and they added a women's street fight with Raquel and and Rhea. So that should be really, really fun. Gonna be interesting, them doing a street fight with the women in Saudi. You would think that's something that the Saudi people wouldn't like. They wouldn't do there, but hey, they're doing it. They're doing it. And then also a couple programming notes for WWE. Now, this Friday, SmackDown will be in Saudi Arabia. They will be live in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Michael Cole said, hey, internationally, you can watch live on Netflix at 8 p.m. Saudi Arabia time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Pacific. And I'm going to pull this up here and put it in the live chat for you guys. If you need international Netflix, I got you. You don't need to go and get NordVPN. You don't need to be like, oh, use our code NordVPN. Oh, sign up for NordVPN and use our code. No, you don't need any of that. We got some free shit for you. And I'm going to do an updated video of this as well. So we did do a video months ago of a free VPN that will get you international Netflix, but I found one that's better. And I haven't done a video of this yet, but I will do one later this week, an updated free VPN video. But the one that I'm going to give you will work, will be good. I'm going to also test some things out to see if we can get it on like a Fire Stick as well. I'm going to give you guys multiple options this time. This way was only for your web browser, actually your computer as well, anything on your computer and your mobile phone. So if you use Urban VPN, totally free. And yeah, it is totally free. I put the link to the YouTube video in the chat. That way you can watch Netflix on Friday, or SmackDown on Friday on Netflix live with everybody else. And we don't got to be up this late, because I'm telling you this, because Friday, as soon as that show's over on Netflix, I'm going live and we're talking SmackDown. I'm not doing it this late on Friday if I don't have to. Now, next Monday, we're going to have some programming changes as well. Next Monday, Raw will go on the air at 6 p.m. Eastern. That's 3 p.m. Pacific. Why, you may ask? Why are they doing a special Raw next week early? Because they got to film 2 shows. They're filming both Raw and SmackDown from the PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Why did I say Illinois? And so because of that, they're starting Raw early, and they are then going to film SmackDown after Raw. Word is it's a 2-hour SmackDown as well. So hopefully that's a thing. Hopefully it's a 2-hour SmackDown. But with the freedom of being on Netflix, you can shift whenever you want to start the show. You want to start the show 2 hours early? Go for it. Netflix ain't going to care. It's not like, oh, USA Network's got such and such that airs at 6. We can't go early. Nope. Netflix can literally throw your live stream up at any time. So that is why they are doing an early Raw next week, because the July 4th SmackDown will be filmed next week. So all the SmackDown crew has the 4th of July off. Very cool. Very good thing by WWE. But bing, bang, boom. That's why 4th of July. They're giving them the day off. And 3-day weekend, basically, for the SmackDown crew. Also, where is it? WWE is doing let me find it again, a countdown show and a kickoff show this week for Night of Champions. Let me go and find here we go. So on Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, we will be getting from Saudi Arabia the Night of Champions kickoff event live on Peacock and WWE social media platforms. On Saturday, we will be getting at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, the countdown for Night of Champions on Peacock and WWE social. And then at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, you will be getting Night of Champions itself. So remember, Night of Champions starts early because they're in Saudi. And the other thing we got to talk about just really fast. Right now, there's no plans for them to back out of this show. Right now, it's all hands on deck. Go to Saudi. We're going to Saudi. We're doing these shows. We ain't stopping. We ain't pulling and doing them somewhere else. Nope. No matter what's going on right now, the plan, Saudi. And Michael Cole kept saying it over and over and over tonight. In Saudi Arabia, we're going to be live in Saudi. It's Saudi time. So there we go. Palpatine, I don't know. I never tried. All I've ever used the free VPNs for is to use it for my Netflix. That way I can watch Raw, NXT, and SmackDown all through Netflix, because then if a match is going on during a commercial, we see the match. That's the greatest part of Netflix and WWE programming. Like, yeah, I can go watch SmackDown on the USA Network. I can go watch NXT on the CW. But if a match is going on and they go to commercial, you get to still watch the match on Netflix. They don't go to commercial. So that is the benefit there. As far as it blocking YouTube ads, why would you want it to block YouTube ads? Because that then means that's less money I make, guy. Trying to stifle me and take money out of my pocket if you're blocking YouTube ads. Come on, Palpatine. Come on. Oh, hey. You want to make it up? Make it up to us, Palpatine. You block all the YouTube ads you want. Just go sign up as a channel member. Hit the join button on YouTube or go sign up at patreon.com/PWU Unlimited. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below, or by donating Twitch bits just like Esports Gaming Rules did in the live chat. Also, remember, if you want to support the channel, you can be just like Esports Gaming Rules and subscribe. You can subscribe like him at a tier 1 subscription, 36 months. Thanks, my guy. Really appreciate that. Or if you got Amazon Prime, then you've got Prime Gaming. And Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here. Pro Wrestling Unlimited, or anywhere, any channel. Don't let that Twitch Prime subscription go to waste. Use it to support somebody. I'd appreciate it if it's me, but if not, use it to support somebody. On the flip side, head over to YouTube and support us over there. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know when we go live, and that way you know when we post to the community tab. Also remember that you can help us out by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. As a channel member, you get a badge next to your name. You get emotes and emojis that you can use in the live chat and the comment section, and you get to learn graphic design. We are teaching you Photoshop, and eventually, once we peter out of Photoshop tutorials, we'll switch into After Effects tutorials. But right now, we're rocking on Photoshop tutorials. I know I slipped last week and didn't give you the double or nothing stuff, so that is coming tomorrow, our double or nothing graphics tutorials. I already have it all planned out. The video's just got to be filmed and edited, but everything is now mapped out for recording. So tomorrow, double dose this week. Tomorrow, you guys will be getting our double or nothing graphics. You're going to get at the $1 tier, you're going to get the tutorial, and at the $5 tier, you're going to get the full graphics package. Then later this week, you'll be getting our Money in the Banks graphics as well. Also, remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. Actually, Elite, I haven't, other than the Hank Hill skin that I bought last week, I haven't actually bought a skin in Fortnite in like two years, maybe something like that. Been a while, a long while since I actually paid money to buy a skin. Because if you're smart in Fortnite, you can get away with not even having to pay for the battle pass. You pay for it once, and as long as you complete it, you're good to go. Because as long as you, and now we're getting off on a tangent here, But as long as you complete the full base battle pass, not talking about the extra levels past level 100, but as long as you complete the base levels of the battle pass on Fortnite, they then give you back 1,000 V-Bucks, which is how much it costs to get the next battle pass. So as long as you don't spend those V-Bucks, you save them and you get them all from the battle pass, bada bing, bada boom, there you go. Your next battle pass is on them, and so on and so forth. I don't think I've paid for a battle pass in almost 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. I haven't paid for the dang battle pass because it would have been longer, but there was one season, I can't remember what season it was, that I lapsed and didn't finish because I just didn't play it as much. And so there you go. But speaking of Fortnite, head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use our code PWUNLIMITED. That's PW Unlimited for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. Right now, till July 13th, they are doing their Epic Savings Sale. Go over there and get upwards of 80% off on a number of different games. Wukong, Black Myth Wukong is on sale right now, 20% off. Maybe you want to get into Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade's a great game now on PC. Go play that. Maybe The Altars is a brand new game that I'm hearing great things about. It's 10% off. Or you just want some cool stuff in Fortnite, like Bruno Mars or some of these other new skins that they've got coming out. They got a lot of collabs with creators and stuff coming next week and this week. So if you want to go buy any of that, actually, I should say, use our code PWUNLIMITED for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. Palpatine, the crew stuff hasn't really intrigued me since the Loki one, which I think was the first one. That was the only time I ever bought the crew, was when they gave you Loki. That was it. But Palpatine, here's the thing. That's not the same. You say, oh, would they give you 1,000 V-Bucks? They do. You get the next battle pass. But you're spending real money. I haven't spent real money in Fortnite other than getting the Hank Hill skin in almost 2 years. And I get the battle pass every season because I complete the battle pass. I'm not putting more money in through crew. Now, if the crew said you can buy crew with V-Bucks and we'll still give you the 1,000 V-Bucks, that'd be a steal. And then that'd be worth it. But you have to spend real money to get the crew. Crew does not let you buy with V-Bucks, if I'm correct. I've never been able to, at least. So that's the thing. Yes, you get the 1,000 V-Bucks, but it's still not worth it. Because what if you buy crew and then you're like, I didn't care about any of these skins. I don't care for any of the skins in crew, which I haven't since the Loki one. And yeah, you get the 1,000 V-Bucks. Then what? You've already spent the $11.99 for crew or whatever it was. Real money. I haven't put in real money into Fortnite other than getting Hank Hill last week in almost 2 years. And I get the battle pass every season. But with all of that, we got a Monday Night Raw to talk about that was pretty eventful, I guess you would say. But first off, we got some bit donations here from Esports Gaming Rules and Muscle Man. Also remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so on Twitch by donating Twitch bits or over on YouTube with a super chat. Esports Gaming Rules says, my internet was cut off a few times because of the heat in Cincinnati. Well, stay cool. We got some really bad heat here in Oklahoma as well. He also says prayers to Tyrese, he means Halliburton, while he is injured, and it is, quote, too early for OKC to be an NBA dynasty, aka Evil Empire. So I did see that last night. I did watch the game on and off. I wasn't fully paying attention, but I did see that OKC won because, well, Halliburton went down in the second quarter period, wherever they call it in basketball period, with a torn Achilles, which is really, really sucky. No Luke this week. No. He also says Coachman should shut up because he wants The Rock to be WWE Booker and Vince McMahon to return to WWE. So yes and no. Coach should shut up because he doesn't know what he's talking about, especially when it comes to everything going on in the Middle East. Or somebody that's been there with the army in Iraq, being bombed. Stop it, Coach. Stop it, Coach. But no, he doesn't want a Rock to be the Booker. He doesn't want Vince to come back. It's just somebody is feeding stuff to Coach, and they know that he's being gullible, or that he is gullible, and will just vomit out whatever he's being told to try and break some news. I mean, when a guy's got a show with goddamn Vince Russo, you can't believe a word he fucking says. He's doing a show with Vince Russo. His credibility and his assumption of what is right and wrong is already out the goddamn window. I'm going to say that right now. Say that right now. He also says, Glad Abyss TNA theme is in WWE 2K25. Fuck yeah. That is so awesome. That right there just made the whole WWE TNA partnership worth it. We saw Joe Hendry do a bunch of stuff in WWE. Worked WrestleMania and the Rumble. Jordan Grace got to work the Rumble before she was in WWE. Don't matter. They got Abyss's theme. First off, it didn't really matter. They can get Abyss because Abyss now works for WWE. That's whatever. Maybe. I don't know. Because who owns the trademark to the name is the question. Is it TNA? And they let them do this? Then that's the other thing. They did let them use the theme. I would assume TNA owns the theme. But now, and then we're not going to get it. We're not going to get it this year. But come on, 2K. Come on, WWE. 2K26. Give us a goddamn TNA DLC pack. Just give us like 4 or 5 people. Now, I can't predict who that would be because it's like, first 2 names off the top of my head, Mike Santana and Joe Hendry. Well, both their contracts are up at the end of the year and they could be going to WWE. But other names like Masha Slamovich, put Masha in the game. Let her be in there. It'd be weird if they did like Nick Nemeth and the Hardys because it's just like, you're just putting former WWE guys in the game. And then people would be like, well, they're not TNA. Moose. We got Moose. Put Moose in the game. You want to do a TNA pack? I mean, you look at who's there now. Moose, who's been there freaking forever. I saw something. I forget how far back it was, like how old it was. And it was like Moose. And I was like, fuck, you forget. Moose has been in TNA for a very long time. Muscle Man says, do you think there's a good chance Private Party signs with WWE? Also, where's Luke at? So Luke had to work. He has another job. But, as far as Private Party signing with WWE, I think there's a really good chance of that because they would fit in. WWE should go after them for a couple of reasons. Because A, they would fit in perfectly with NXT on the CW, like their current gimmicks. But B, if WWE takes them, trains them at the PC and makes them better than they are now, then they can tout, look, AEW had these guys for 5 years and they never progressed or got better. We had them for X amount of years, and look how much better they already are. And they can say, hey, this is why us having a developmental system is the right move. And them not having a developmental system is crap. I've said it for a while. Now, AEW doesn't need a PC with 100 people signed to development deals. No. They need somewhere where they are sending their younger talent. They're less, I don't want to say good, but I guess you could say less good talent to train. Right now, it's on the wrestlers. You want to get better, you got to go find a school and go train at a school. Why can't they team up with like Dustin Rhodes and the Rhodes Academy in Texas and have a thing where, on Wednesday, they fly everybody in, they do Dynamite and maybe a Collision on that night. But Thursday, you go to Texas, you fly out to Texas, and you go train with Dustin for a day. And Dustin does a class, and each week is a different class, or there's different things that he's doing, that at his school. I think they need a deal where they're going to some school, or maybe they have a couple feeder schools out there where guys can go and train, get reps in a ring, and there we go. Because how many people in AEW get brought out for a Wednesday or get brought out for a Saturday just to sit in catering and do nothing? It's not like, they're getting brought to the PC for an NXT taping, and they want to go get some reps in, there's a ring there, they could do it. There are a couple rings, multiple rings. They can go train over there while we're filming this over here. We're doing pre-tapes and so forth. So it's like, that's one of the big things for AEW is they need to do better at training their younger talent and getting their younger talent reps. Whether that is sending them, maybe you have a couple feeder schools or feeder indies where it's like, hey, every week AEW is going to send somebody to Beyond and somebody to Defy and send somebody to whatever, not Progress, but Wrestling Revolver. And, they have these different that they work with, So then their wrestlers, they haven't had a match in 3 weeks. You need to get in a ring. We got you. You're working here this weekend. Boom. You know? So I don't know. That's just one of the things, that and not announcing shit for shows. Because, and then Brian Alvarez talked about this because he went to Collision this past weekend. And you know what he said? He said, I went to Collision not knowing what was on this show because Tony Khan announced it the day of. The day of. Tony announced what was going to be at Collision. And then here's the other thing. So they were in Kent, Washington last Saturday. AEW is going to be in Kent, Washington, the same building, next Wednesday. And all they told the people there live, and all they told anybody at all, was, oh, Kota Ibushi will be on the show Wednesday. Didn't tell him if he's just going to be there to make an appearance. Didn't tell him if he's going to be there wrestling. And didn't tell him who else they're going to see. So it's like, okay, they paid to go Saturday. You want them to come back Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 days later and pay to come to see you again? Well, tell them what they're going to get. They don't know other than Kota Ibushi. Kota Ibushi. So that is a big thing, and I've harped on this a lot. Brian Alvarez, Dave Meltzer, they've all harped on this a lot as well, saying, hey, AEW needs to do better at announcing things. There were days when you'd watch a Collision or you'd watch a Dynamite, and you'd know 90% of the card for the next show. But it just doesn't happen a lot. And WWE is bad at this as well. Granted, they have a pay-per-view this weekend, so they don't want to announce stuff and spoil the pay-per-view, but we only got one thing announced for next week's SmackDown, or Raw. And what, nothing for SmackDown? No, never mind. 3 title matches for SmackDown. That's fine. Whatever. But, yeah. Anyways, we got a Raw to talk about. So let me, give me 1 second. I don't know what just happened. My teleprompter is not wanting to flip on. Let me unplug it and plug it back in really fast. Here, get me close to this camera for a second. I gotta unplug it. Plug it back in. Let's try that one. It's gonna go. The camera's gonna look weird for a second, but it might freeze for a second too. Yep, we're back. Okay, cool. So now it's working. I just reset the prompter. Sometimes if it's on too long, it doesn't put itself in like a rest mode, but it kind of like just freezes itself up. Great product from Elgato though. The Elgato prompter, one of the greatest things that I've ever gotten as far as like my live streaming setup. Because then I'm not looking like this on stream the whole time. Maybe if I'm reading something else really quick, but nope. I can still look right at you guys. And it's better because I have the eye contact, right? Instead of, all right, well, we have Roxanne Perez and Jade Cargill. They didn't have a good match tonight. And here's what happened. You know what I mean? We got another bit donation here from Esports Gaming Rules. He says, is AEW ROH starting to mess up the women's division over the possibility of Monet beating Toni Storm at All In and Athena having no match at the show? And the Monet Belt Collector story having no end game. So I don't know if Mercedes is actually going to beat Toni Storm. I hope she doesn't. And as far as Athena does go, so they are building something with Athena and Thunder Rosa. But here's the thing. Dave Meltzer last night said, oh, I think that match is going to be at All In. I think Dave was forgetting that the night before All In was Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. And so I think Athena is not working All In, and Athena versus Thunder Rosa could be at Supercard of Honor instead. Now, I could be wrong, and it is a match at All In, but then you go, oh, well, your women's title match is your women's champion is not on the actual ROH pay-per-view? The woman that is the face of ROH? Because you think about it, Bandito is not the face of ROH. It's Athena. And so, yeah, very interesting there where that match will be taking place. Whether that match will be taking place at All In with Athena and Thunder Rosa or Supercard of Honor with Athena and Thunder Rosa. I would probably say put it at the ROH pay-per-view. It's unfortunate that Athena's not going to be working in her basically hometown. She's from Garland, Texas. They're in Arlington, less than an hour away. Oof. She ain't going to be working the big show. But then at the same time, it makes sense because she's barely ever on AEW programming. I was shocked when I saw that she was on Collision. I was like, what the what? No fucking way. But anyways, Monday Night Raw opens up. Seth Rollins comes out with all the guys. He's got Heyman. He's got Reed. He's got Braun Breaker. The dogs are barking. Woof, 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 woof. The fans are chanting for CM Punk. Rollins says they chanted for Punk. They chanted for Roman, the OTC. And they sing his song. And well, dogs bark for Breaker as well. They don't know what they want. That's fine. They need people like him to tell them what they want, though. Even the things that they thought they wanted, they don't really want. Reigns existed because of him. Punk came back because of him. And it was really because the company could cash in on how much he hated Punk. They brought him back. There was no second coming of Cody Rhodes. Well, without a Seth Rollins either. Put him back on the map. And here's the thing. Seth's not totally wrong with all of this. Seth Rollins, in my opinion, has been, other than the 2 times he's been out injured and so forth, the biggest constant at the top of WWE for the last over a decade. The last 11, 12 years. I'd say 11 years since he won that world title. No, Money in the Bank. He won Money in the Bank. Well, when it was 14. Yeah, so 14, 11 years. 11 years. And so it's like he's not really wrong. He's carrying this company on his back. He's around as much as he can be. Yeah, he gets hurt here and there. Everyone eventually gets hurt. Even Miz eventually got hurt, who didn't get hurt forever. But he's not wrong. Like, Roman became a big star because, well, he became a big star, and then they feuded him and Roman. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But he's not wrong. Rollins then said he was the first World Heavyweight Champion. He was the first NXT Champion, and he built both of those titles on his back. He is the prime mover of everything. He is the past, present, and they are the future. He and Heyman called him his Oracle. I love that line. A Batman reference right there. Oracle. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Barbara Gordon, the Oracle. Anyways, said he and Heyman know a thing or two about revolutions. Every revolution has an opposition. He would deal with them. Reed already dealt with LA Knight, and Breaker is going to deal with Penta tonight. He said there are a lot of people who thought that they can exist at the very top, like John Cena, Gunther, Punk, Goldberg, Uso, Rhodes, Orton. They all failed to understand that they were running a race for second place. He is the end game and always will be. Rollins was finally done speaking, so Penta came out for his match with Braun Breaker. And that's the match we got. Braun Breaker versus Penta. Corey Graves claims that Breaker was still effectively a rookie. Which I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? No, he's not. No, he's not. He's been on this main roster for almost 2 years now. Breaker was in control at one point until Penta hit a dive ahead of a break. Breaker regained control after dropping Penta on top of the ring post, hitting a flying clothesline off the apron and over the announce table where Penta was sitting. Kind of messed up a spot, but recovered well. Penta hit a vertical suplex into a pin for a 2. Breaker then recovered and hit a Frankensteiner for a 2 of his own. Penta responded with a Canadian Destroyer and got a near fall off of it. Penta went for a springboard move, but Breaker obliterated him with the midair spear and picked up the victory. Like, this was weird but cool looking all the same time, because Penta comes off, he does some sort of springboard where he like bounces off the ropes, comes back around, and all of a sudden, boom, there's Braun. But Braun like hit him with a spear, and then they just both went poof hard. So it looked weird, but it was also really cool. So yeah, I liked it. I thought it was cool. Give me 1 second. I got a message here I need to respond to. Boom, 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 boom. But where is it? Oh boy. Okay, never mind. What the hell are you talking about, Elite? That's not even funny. What? Guy, Stop with the troll comments or I'm just going to permaban you. Like, it's getting old. It's not funny, guy. Stop with the troll comments in the live chat on all the streams I do, or you're going to get banned permanently. Like, I'm kind of tired of it. We don't need trolls in the chat. Anyways, great match. I thought these two worked very well together in this 15-minute match. Like, it wasn't the smoothest, greatest wrestling, but I don't think it really needed to because it was Braun Breaker and they're just, yeah. So after the match, Rollins warned Penta to stay out of their way. Then there was a replay of Liv Morgan being injured. Backstage, Adam Pearce then informed Dominic Mysterio was injured to AJ Styles and said, unfortunately, AJ, Dom is injured and your match has to be pulled from the pay-per-view this weekend, Night of Champions. And AJ goes, what'll Dom do? Strain that dumb-looking mustache? Pearson says, no, it's a legitimate injury. It's serious. So the IC title match is off. And you will get your match as soon as Dom gets cleared to return to the ring. The New Day storm in. And they're like, hey, can we get a photo shoot? We want to go take some new photos. Pierce is like, just the guys I wanted to see. Next week, you're defending your titles against the Judgment Days, Finn Balor and JD McDonough. And they're like, what? No. No. And then all of a sudden, I think it was Kofi yells, you're so bald. Adam Pearce. They didn't appreciate it. Wall then walks in and goes, what are you doing disrespecting my new friends? I'm like, what? Okay, then. And so they keep, at this point, they've already twice now, maybe 3 times now, have said, hey, Night of Champions this Saturday, early in the morning, Saudi Arabia. Well, they didn't say Saudi Arabia, but they were like, you could watch it at, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, but it was later when they started advertising SmackDown early on Netflix, when they would say Saudi whatever time, whatever the Saudi time is. So, yeah. But yeah, Michael Cole did eventually start saying, we're going to be in Riyadh, special start time, this, that, and so forth. Speaking of Michael Cole, had a sit-down interview with one Bill Goldberg. Now, we do know, we have learned, I think it was PWU Insider reported it, that some way, shape, or form, Goldberg will be appearing on every Raw going forward until his match with Gunther at Night of Champions. Not Night of Champions, that's this weekend, Saturday night's main event. So Cole sat down with Goldberg, they say, earlier today, probably filmed last week when Goldberg was at the show. He asked Goldberg why he targeted Gunther. Goldberg said, nobody should be surprised. Gunther embarrassed me in front of his wife, in front of my son, wife, and all my fans in my adopted hometown of Atlanta, Georgia. Goldberg didn't know when, but he knew that he would go after Gunther eventually. And now he knows that win. Goldberg was already thinking about the retirement match, though. So it was serendipitous that Gunther put himself in this position. As long as Goldberg was breathing, he's going to make Gunther pay. He then looked right at Michael Cole and said, Michael, I'm going to beat the fuck out of Gunther at Saturday night's main event. Then we go back to Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Michael Cole goes, so I asked Goldberg, is this really your retirement match? Is this really your final match? And Goldberg said, yeah, this is it. This is my final match. So if Goldberg wins, then he's just getting a jump on John Cena, leaving with the belt or something. Judgment Day's met in the back. Dom's there. I'm like, oh, interesting. So he's not clear, but he's here. Okay. They were all not really that much in a good mood. Balor tried to fire everybody up. He gave them all encouraging words of wisdom. Raquel was still worried about, Aldis and Pierce have still not told me what they're doing with the tag titles. Am I keeping them? Am I stripped? Am I what? This, that? She's like, she doesn't even know. Balor then muttered something. He's like, and Raquel goes, excuse me? You want to say that to my face? What did you say, Finn? And she gets all mad, and Finn goes, exactly what I wanted to see. I want to see some fire out of you. Right there. That just fired you up. He's like, you're the enforcer. You get things going. And you're going to let Rhea Ripley treat you the way she has? That ain't right. And she goes, no, it's not. I'm going to do something about it. Dom then said that he missed Liv. And then Balor reminded him, hey, we got Roxanne. And Roxanne's got a match that she's got to get ready for. So we wish her good luck. So then we go backstage, and Bayley's warming up for a big women's, excuse me, I have something in my mouth all of a sudden, for a big women's IC title match. And Lyra walks up, and Lyra's talking to her, and they're just being friendly, and she's like, hey, good luck tonight. I know what I said before was out of line and out of turn, and you deserve this title shot and this and that. And you see in the back, Becky's watching them. And you could tell Becky's not happy. And she's mad. And then Bayley goes, hey, Lyra, you know, when I beat Becky tonight and get the title, you're first in line to get a shot. Again, Becky's in the back, not looking happy. Moving forward, we had our second round match in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Jade Cargill versus Roxanne Perez. This match was not good. Jade was not good here. Roxanne had to carry the load. And yeah. Ugh. Jade's been doing this for how long now? Let's see. Jade Cargill. How long has Jade Cargill been doing this? When was her 2020? Debut 2021. March of 21. And it's like 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. She's at year 4. Or no. This is year 5. She's been doing this for 4 years. And it's like she's still messing up the fundamentals. Often. And I don't know exactly what happened, but there was a portion of like the second half of this match where she would do something and immediately grab her left quad. Or like top of the knee area. It's like, I wasn't sure if it was the quad she was grabbing or top of the knee. I'm not sure. But she was grabbing all in that area multiple times. Every time she wasn't doing a move, she was grabbing that area like she was hurting or something. So I don't know exactly what was going on with that. But Cargill was in control early and showed off some power doing push-ups. So I'm like, what are we doing? Perez managed to trap Cargill's legs between the steel steps and the ring. Perez drop kicked the steps and worked over her leg during the break. And I guess maybe she was just selling that. She was grabbing it in a way where it didn't look like selling. It looked like she was actually kind of hurt. So Cargill tried fighting back after a break, but Perez chop blocked her. The crowd was really quiet every time basically Jade was in control because it wasn't good. Cargill at one point avoided a pop rocks, went for a pump kick and missed by a mile. Cargill hit a power bomb that didn't look good. I think she just tried deadlifting Roxanne. She's like, oh, this small girl, I got her. And instead of Roxanne helping her go up, she tried to deadlift it, and she just tried to yank Roxanne up when she wasn't ready, it felt like. It seemed like, it looked like. I don't know. This did not look good. And she couldn't really get her up, so she just put Perez back down before picking her back up and hit her with the jaded. Yeah. I don't know. Not good. Not good, but Jade wins. She's moving on to the finals of the Queen of the Ring to fight Asuka. If anyone can get a good match out of her, it's got to be Asuka. But, hey, more kudos to Roxanne. She did her best. After the match, Jade went up to the crown and was like, this is going to be mine. It's going to be mine. Oh, out comes Asuka. They have a little stare down. This is when they announced next week's show from Pittsburgh is starting early. Getting 6 p.m. Eastern instead of 8 p.m. Eastern. We're starting 2 hours early. There's then a video package hyping up Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes, King of the Ring second round. Then we get a clip of Goldberg from his WCW debut. And we hear the voice of none other than AEW and former WCW announcer, Tony Schiavone. Yep. Tony Schiavone actually used a clip with his voice in it. I was shocked. But again, you're going to show Goldberg's debut. You kind of, if you want any sort of commentary, then you kind of got to use it. Cole did reiterate coming up a Saturday night's main event, and will be Goldberg's last match with an added quote, we'll see what happens if he wins the world title. So they are teasing that if Goldberg wins the belt, he can't retire. He's got to stick around. He's got to still be the champion. So is that them saying Goldberg's not winning the belt? This is interesting. I am interested to see what the hell they do, because I just don't know what the hell they're going to do with this match. I don't. I can see it going either way, and I hope it doesn't go the Goldberg way. This is also when Michael Cole would announce, hey, if you're watching Netflix internationally, you can watch SmackDown early. And he told us, what time is it again? Yep. 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific this Friday. And again, promo got me note for us. As soon as that show's over on Netflix, I'm going live. As soon as that show's over on Netflix, we're going live. I ain't waiting until later. You guys haven't watched it on the USA Network yet. Sorry, I apologize. You can wait, watch it on USA, then watch our live stream later. It'll be there. Jackie Redmond interviews Dominic Mysterio during a break, and the fans kept booing him so he couldn't speak. She's like, hey, you're injured. What's going on? And he's like, well, boo, boo. Hey, come on, I got to speak, boo. And then she goes, never mind. We got to go. We got no more time. She yanks the mic from Dom and goes, sorry. And Dom's just like, damn. And they couldn't give Dom more time because they had to cut to the worst acting we've seen in a very long time. Sheamus is good, but Natty, Maxine, no. Sheamus is sitting there going, you two, you guys could really benefit from what's going on right now with the women's tag team titles. You guys would make good women's tag team champions one day. And Natalia's like, yeah, you really think so? Well, coming from you, those words of encouragement are great. And Dupree's just like, yeah, we haven't really gotten there yet, but we will, or something like that. And then he goes and then he looks at Tozawa and was like, yeah, I didn't beat Rusev last week, but I did kind of put him in his place. And Tozawa's like, hey, he's behind you. He's behind you. And Rusev walks up to Sheamus and he said that this place is full of people like you, providing smiles to face and knives to the back. You think you're going to trick everybody into thinking you're a good guy, Sheamus? I know you, and you're not. Sheamus then called Rusev the most embarrassing and most egotistical member of the League of Nations. Sheamus was tired of talking and wanted to fight. Rusev smiled and said he would make Sheamus remember all this. So I think we should get one of them Donnybrook matches with these two. I think that would be freaking great. Give us one of them Donnybrook matches, which is just a street fight, but still, let's do it. Give me Sheamus versus Rusev in a good old Donnybrook match. Not that I know of, Captain Rex. If so, let me see. Kingdom Arena. Let's see. Because WWE will be in the Kingdom Arena. Let's see. Yeah, no, nothing here about it. Well, I don't know where you heard that, Rex. Let's just look one more place. Kingdom Arena. Let's go Kingdom Arena, Saudi. Yeah, no. Not seeing anything, so yeah, I don't know where you would have heard that, Captain Rex, but it's not true. Moving forward, Gunther came out for a quick segment. Gunther entered the ring. He was pissed off about Goldberg interrupting him last week. He's been, though earlier they played a video recapping the Gunther and Goldberg stuff, and they edited it in a way that really made the whole segment different than what it was. Because what the segment really was last week was Gunther coming to the ring saying, hey, I'm the champion again. The title is where it should be with me. Now, I heard Seth Rollins, and he said that he's Money in the Bank, and he wants to challenge any champion, and any champion should be on the lookout. Well, Seth, how about you come out here right now, Mr. Money in the Bank? He called out Seth last week, and then Goldberg came out instead. But they edited a video package in a way to make it sound like Gunther called out Goldberg. So, I don't know. Oh, yeah, don't believe anything that ever comes from him. All completely false every single time. 100%. I'll just tell you right now. You want to know how shitty and crappy and dumb and yeah, that guy is? He'll comment on my videos, and then I'll see the comment there. Like, I'll get the notification through like the YouTube Studio app. Hey, you got these comments on videos. And then within like 10, 15 minutes, he deletes his comment on my video. But if he said that the building the WWE is going to, first off, did he even say it was the Kingdom Arena? Because if he didn't say that, then he doesn't even know what he's talking about. He's making shit up. He makes shit up all the time. Always with the fake stuff. And then you know what he tells you? Oh, it's all a storyline. I'm just fantasy booking storylines. No. So if I were you, unsubscribe to that channel right now. I am here because of him. Because I saw the crap he was doing and said, I can do better and do it right. And I do. And I am and I have. Yeah, no, I'll just say right now, I was inspired to start this channel by him and Joe Cronin. I had seen some of their work and was like, hey, you can talk wrestling and stuff and maybe make money off of it. Hell yeah. Joe Cronin, great. Love his work. But then I saw Sean's view and was like, oh, this guy's bad. I could do better. I could do way better and actually provide real, factual, good information. Yeah. Unsubscribe. So Gunther's out there talking about, Goldberg interrupted him. He called Goldberg the most destructive man of his generation, but it's no longer 1999. It's 2025, and he is now the guy. He is the best professional wrestler in this company, and the title is staying around his waist. Gunther heard Goldberg's intense comments earlier, but that wouldn't change Gunther's perspective of him. Goldberg is nothing more than a 58-year-old one-trick pony. Couldn't even lace up his boots. Gunther apologized to Goldberg's wife and son for what he's going to do to him. Gunther would embarrass Goldberg again at Saturday Night's main event, stating, quote, "It's my personal responsibility to make sure that the legacy and the myth of Bill Goldberg forever dies." And I loved the fact that it wasn't like, oh, Goldberg this, Goldberg that. No. He called him Bill Goldberg every time he referenced him. Bill Goldberg is a 58-year-old one-trick pony. And I'm like, oh, that's great. It's the way he's full naming him. I don't respect you enough to call you Goldberg. No. You're Bill. You're Bill Goldberg. We got Nick in the chat. He said, dude, Sean's view fucking blows. Oh my God. Yeah. Exactly, Palpatine. Clickbait for views. Fake headlines. AI thumbnails that are so bad. And yeah. Just the worst. Like, I hate to say it, but I would unsubscribe because then Captain Rex, you're going to get having to go and ask questions to other people. Hey, is this actually true? Did this actually happen? You do not know how many times I get a message on like Twitter or Instagram. Hey, I saw this. Is this real? Is this true? Did this actually happen? No. And 90% of the time when I get those questions, it's coming because someone saw a video of his or the headline or something. Jackie Redmond interviews Becky Lynch backstage. She was all flustered. She's like, I don't know what's going on with Lyra and Becky. They're conspiring. They're gonna come against me and come at me. And she's all just freaked out about it. She thinks they got a master plan. Jackie Redmond then saw Sami Zayn nearby and tried to interview him, but they were interrupted by Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Kross got a big pop when he popped up on screen. Oh, what culture? What culture? Great. Those guys are killing it. What culture's not the same as they were when I started, because what culture when I started left to start Cultaholic, like the main guys that were there that really helped build that up. Like what culture, Wrestle Talk, Cultaholics, great guys. All those guys, great at what they do. So, anyways, Karrion Kross comes in, great big pop from the crowd. Kross enjoyed Zayn's little fiery speech last week, but then he lost to Randy. What does it really matter? Kross said that Zayn is never going to be a champion. Zayn calmly stepped back before knocking him to the ground and said, hey, I spoke to Pierce. Our match is official. Zayn walks away. Scarlett and Cross then look at each other and start laughing. He goes, that's it. That's what I wanted. Basically, he sees something in Sammy, but he knows that somebody needs to bring it out of him. He knows that somebody needs to bring it out of Sammy. So there we go. Becky Lynch then defended the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Bayley. Not a bad match. Like, these two worked very well together, as they always do. Shitty finish, probably leading to a triple threat. Bayley was in control until Lynch yanked her by the arm over the top rope. Lynch targeted the arm throughout the break, but Bayley mounted her comeback as we come back from the break. Lynch cut her off with the back suplex. Bayley responded with a belly to belly for a near fall. Bayley slammed Lynch into the corner and hit a sunset flip powerbomb into the turnbuckle for a 2. Lynch then hit a superplex, and they traded counters until Bayley applied a single leg crab. Commentary is really good here, going, Bayley would love to go for the full Boston crab, but she got that one her arm because of Lynch. She can't really wrench it. So Becky eventually crawls over and gets the rope break. Bayley blocked a manhandle slam and hit one of her own, but Lynch rolled out of the ring, so she couldn't go for the pin. Bayley, that is. Bayley went over to Lynch, but Lynch kind of chucked her over the announce table right into the lap of Corey and Cole. Yes, Corey on commentary, Michael Cole tonight. Lynch buried Bayley under a bunch of chairs and was basically like, hey, ref, count, because if you count her out, I still get to keep my belt. Lyra then shows up, starts pulling all these chairs off of Bayley and encouraging Bayley to get back in the ring. She jumps up on the apron, and commentary's like, hey, if she touches Becky, that's it. Bayley loses. And she doesn't. Yet. Lynch tried a baseball slide on Bayley, and it nailed Valkyria instead. Bayley then shoved Lynch into the ring post and the barricade. Bayley then got Becky in the ring and slammed her down, went up top like she was going to go for her elbow drop, and all of a sudden Lyra jumps in the ring and just starts wailing on Becky with some ground and pound. Just going. Ref's got to call the DQ. Match is over. Becky technically wins and retains the title. Bayley and Lyra then argue afterwards as Becky starts retreating up the aisleway. And yeah, there we go. Lyra tried defending what she did. No defending this. As Becky is just kind of like, I still got my belt. You guys can do whatever you're going to do. I still got my belt. So probably leading to some sort of a triple threat. Whether that is on an upcoming Raw, if it's not on an upcoming Raw, then maybe Evolution. I can see this as a big match for Evolution, but that's still how many weeks away? 1, 2, only 2 more Raw. Okay. I could see this being a big match for Evolution. Triple threat. And maybe so maybe next week we get the big announcement, the big segment where they set up the triple threat. And the following week, they could do Bayley versus Lyra. Or they do Bayley versus Lyra next week and then set up the triple threat. I can see this happening. I can see that happening. You get the triple threat for Evolution in 2 weeks. And then also, what's it called? Also, do like a Bayley Lyra match in the meantime. Chad Gable's in the back and he's talking to Ivy Nile and he's like, don't tell the others, but you're my favorite student of all time. It's unfortunate you couldn't win Money in the Bank. You couldn't win Queen of the Ring. Well, one thing that keeps getting in your way is that damn Stephanie Vicaire. But I think you can completely wipe her out eventually. And he goes, wait, sorry, I gotta go. I got stuff to deal with. He takes off his sport coat and he walks up to Penta. He's like, hey, it was a great pleasure seeing you lose earlier. Penta's like, I'm not in the mood. I don't want to do this, Chad. And Cable kept yapping on and maybe I'll just take your mask. Maybe I'll wear your mask. Maybe I'll become you. And Penta's just like, screw this. And he super kicks him. We see Ludwig in the back too. Haven't seen Kaiser in a while. So he super kicks him and then snaps the arm. Officials all come in. They get Penta out of there and the Creeds and others check on Gable. Again, just random Ludwig Kaiser in the background. So then Raquel Rodriguez comes out and she's all pissed off. And she's yelling in English and Spanish, which is cool. I love when wrestlers do this. And she's got fire in this promo and she's yelling for Rhea. She's like, I'm going to put you through a table and I'm going to beat your ass and this and that. And there's no one to save you. And she's like, and Rhea, one or two things is going to happen. You're going to come out here and we're going to duke this out. I'm going to go back there. I'm going to drag you out here by that stupid nose ring. Well, Rhea comes out and they brawl. Ripley was about to give her a riptide through a table, but she was saved by Roxanne Perez. Ripley then got rid of Perez, but Ripley then got rid of Roxanne, but Rodriguez laid Ripley out with the Hana bomb through the table. Rodriguez then embraced with Perez. Oh, it was a nice, good little 8-minute segment at that. If he was even 8 minutes. Good little segment. And there are photos of the Florida Panthers celebrating with a custom WWE championship. Kathy Kelly then interviewed Asuka during a break. Io Sky joined. I was excited for Asuka, and they kind of embraced. They talked about damage control, and then Asuka literally was like, hey, I'm going to win Queen of the Ring, and I'm going to see you at SummerSlam. Basically, they were teasing, if Asuka wins, she's challenging Io. I still think it's Jade. Even though Jade did not look good tonight, I still think it's Jade. So Rhea storms in down in Pierce's office, and he's like, hey, you want her? Street fight. Let's go. She goes, yeah, it's official. He goes, yeah, it is. And like they said something, they started, and I'm like, what? So when's this match taking place? Then we eventually learn later it's Saturday, or it's Night of Champions. So it is this Saturday. Then we got the same video from SmackDown, the Yin Yin Yang video on John Cena, CM Punk, whatever. I don't care if this video was kind of dumb. Then we go to our main event. Before we talk about the main event, I am going to get the poll going on Twitch. What did you think? Raw. I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. If you are watching live on Twitch, the poll is now live as we talk about our main event. Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso in a King of the Ring second round match. I thought this match was great. I thought these two worked perfect together. Great Raw main event. And I loved that it was a main event that had stakes and it meant something. And it was an important match because the winner goes on to face Randy Orton in the finals of the King of the Ring. Both got big reactions from the crowd. They started off with a handshake. And it's the first time they've ever faced one-on-one. Like they've had tag matches against each other and they've teamed together and been in rumbles and other kinds of multi-man matches, but never one-on-one. Early on, Jey blocks a crossroads and goes for a super kick, but Cody avoided it. Jey missed a running hip attack during a break, and Rhodes applied a figure four until Jey got a rope break. They exchanged strikes until Jey hit a Samoan drop for a 2. Jey hit a running hip attack and went for an Uso splash. Rhodes got his knees up and caught Jey in the version of a Kimura lock. Jey slipped out and applied a sleeper. Rhodes began fading, got to his feet, and dumped Jey over the top rope. Jey then blocked Rhodes' suicide dive and went to the top, but Rhodes scaled the top and hit a superplex, which led to another break. Jey at one point tossed Rhodes shoulder first into the ring post and followed this up with flying crossbody for a 2. They start exchanging strikes and so forth. They're, trying to go for big moves and they're blocking it and they're evading it and this, that, and so forth. And Jey set up for a crossroads at one point. Cody blocked it and hit a big Cody cutter. Got a 2 off of it. Jey ducked a disaster kick attempt and hit a spear for a 2. Rhodes then hit a super Cody cutter. Got a 2 off of it. Jey then countered a crossroads and hit one of his own for a near fall. People were on their feet in the crowd at this point as Jey super kicked Rhodes repeatedly and then pulled him to his feet and hit him with a spear. Instead of going for the cover, though, Jey went up top for a splash. Rhodes scaled the ropes and hit a super cutter RKO kind of deal. And there we go. Rhodes then follows up with the crossroads and picks up the victory. And I love Corey Graves. I think it was Corey Graves here that said, hey, someone needs to go show this to Randy Orton, because Cody just hit a big old cutter, RKO style move to win this match. So are we teasing Cody's going to beat Randy with the Cody cutter or Cody cutter into a crossroads kind of thing? I still think my prediction is still Cody, though. Cody picking up the win. So these two embrace afterwards. They get to go like 2, 3, 4 minutes to embrace in the ring. And there we go. Yeah. Great 20-minute main event. Cody now moves on to the finals of King of the Ring this Saturday in Saudi Arabia. And there we go. With that, guys, that was everything that took place tonight on a Monday Night Raw. Now, you know what I thought of the show? Pretty dang good show. I enjoyed myself with this show. Now we need to see what you guys thought of the show as we go. And check all of the polls. Let's refresh these. As far as the Threads poll does go, 80% liked the show. 20% thought it was just all right. Got one comment here that says, solid show with solid matches and solid promos. I just missed Liv Morgan. As far as the Twitter X poll does go, 80% liked the show. 13% thought it was just all right. And 6% didn't like it. Looking at the community poll here. 80% liked the show, 15% thought it was just all right, and 5% didn't like it. Also, speaking of the community section on our YouTube channel, remember, you guys can now contribute there by starting threads and starting posts and starting conversations. And I want to say thank you to the few people that already have. Remember, let me pull this up. If you go to our YouTube channel, let me pull this up on the screen. I'm going to do it from my phone, but yeah. Let me do this, and this. So if you go PWU YouTube channel, if it'll load, YouTube app wanting to run slow. So if you go to our YouTube channel, right? Why is it not wanting to load? There we go. So if you go to on your phone, I don't notice this on the computer, but you see it on the phone. Go to the PWU, right? You'll see where it says Visit Community. You can click that right there. Visit Community. I'll take you to the Community tab. Then you can click Newest. And it'll pop up and you'll see all the posts from me and from others as well, like Elite right there. We got one here. It says, I love PWU from Phil. Thank you for that. Another post here from Elite. So yeah, you guys want to start some conversations? Great place to do so right there. You want to post a photo and say, hey, what do you guys think of this funny photo? Hey, this is what I thought of SmackDown, this, that, so forth. I just ask. Keep it cordial. You keep it clean. You keep it nice and polite. With that, as far as the live poll does go, 81% liked the show, 15% thought it was just all right, and 4% didn't like it. Oh, we got a raid from Wheezy Blonde right as we're about to wrap things up, actually. I'll say thank you for that. I assume she was doing, what was she doing? Raw review or her watch along? Appreciate that one, Wheezy. Right as we're wrapping things up too, unfortunately, but we will pay it forward. For sure, we will raid somebody else and pay it forward. I do appreciate the raid though. As far as the Twitch poll does go, 75% liked the show, 25% thought it was just all right. Sam says, oh, yeah, Raw watch along. Gotcha. Yeah, we just finished recapping Raw. We just finished doing our recap. I mean, for all the people that are just jumping in now, thank you for coming over here. Thank you, Wheezy, for the follow. Or not the follow, but the raid. Really do appreciate that. How do I do the... I think it's this. I think I do this, right? There we go. Give her the shout out there. But with that, yeah, I thought Raw was a good show. I really enjoyed it. Thought it built up to Saturday night's main event. We got a big title match announced for next week's Raw. So, yeah. But I will pay it forward for sure as far as sending a raid elsewhere forward. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Good question, Captain Rex. So I know where Pat's been. I don't know, because I see Pat on his show, but he's never talked about not being in Raw. So I don't know what's really going on about with Pat McAfee and him not being at the show the last 3 weeks. That is very interesting. But if you guys got any questions or want to talk Raw, I'll stay on. We can stay on and talk Raw more. If all you guys coming over from the raid want to talk more and ask questions in the chat and so forth. Darth Hefe says, Les has a PLE match. Les has a PLE match? What do you mean? Who's Les? Les who? I don't know what you're talking about. Les has a PLE match. Sam says, I think McAfee's preparing for college football. That's still well over a month away. 2 months, actually. Darth says Cross. Gotcha. Yeah. Cross will be facing Sami Zayn this weekend. Awesome to see. Love to see it, especially with the reaction he's been getting, whether that's on main event or the little segments they give him backstage. Great pop from the crowd tonight. So, hey. And also, Corey Graves back on Monday Night Raw. We don't got Pat. Corey's great. I mean, Wade Barrett's great too. WWE has a really solid lineup right now of announcers. Really does. Really solid lineup of announcers right now. You know, they've got Michael Cole, Joe Tessitore. Those two, one leads Raw, one leads SmackDown. Perfect. Then you got their subsidiaries, or I guess you would call them. You got Pat McAfee, who's really good with Michael Cole. We haven't seen Pat with Joe Tess, really, so I don't know about that. But then Cole's the guy, because like you can plug and play anybody with Cole, and it's going to be a good combo. Cole and Corey, Cole and Wade. So Vic Joseph, good for NXT, yes. I think him and Booker have a really good dynamic, but I don't know if you can plug the other guys in with Vic and it still be that good. You can plug just about anybody in with Joe Tess and it'd be really good. You can plug just about anybody in with Michael Cole and it'd be really, really good. But Vic, I'm just not 100% if you throw Pat with Vic or, well, Corey with Vic and Booker is okay. Wade, he was with Vic for a while too, and that was okay. But it's like, I don't know. What's going on, Corvus? Lee says they got rid of the other guy, whoever he was, the Scottish guy. Oh, yeah. What was his name? Kevin or something? Kevin Patrick, I think his name was. Sam says, wait, I think I know why McAfee isn't on the show. Wasn't there? Oh, I'm going to read the what? Wasn't there? Oh, I don't know about that, because if that's the thing, then ESPN wouldn't have them on the air. Just saying. Cole and Taz were best SmackDown team. Cole and Taz, that's my childhood. That's my childhood. Watching SmackDown with Cole and Taz back in the day. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. He says, what about that Rollins segment on Raw? This comes from Bartholomew Slaughter. Oh, yeah. I love Seth. Seth was great tonight, and he was spitting facts. When he, like I said it earlier, Seth Rollins is the most constant at the top guy in WWE for the last 11 years. And him saying, Roman wouldn't be anything without me, and Punk wouldn't still be something without me, and Cody wouldn't have came back and got over like he did without me. He's not wrong. Again, other than those 2 times he was out with the knee injury, Seth has been the most constant guy at the top. He just loves to be there and loves to wrestle and loves to entertain the crowd. Not saying Roman doesn't. Roman on that sweetheart deal where he can just take 2, 3, 4, 5 months off at a time. Like, are we going to see Roman back in time for SummerSlam? I would hope. But then to do what? To do what? We're going to get Roman and Seth at SummerSlam? That's the only thing I could think of. Like, what else do they have for Roman? He ain't going to work with anybody in the bloodline. Or the pseudo bloodline, whatever you want to call it. I'm old enough to remember Gorilla in the Brain. A little past my time. Because I didn't really I didn't dive into and learn wrestling. I knew what wrestling was throughout the 90s, but I didn't learn what wrestling was and fall in love with it till 98. I want to say it was 98. The night the Hardys won the tag titles from the Acolytes was the first night I actually sat down and watched a Raw. Fell in love. Hopefully Pat is back next week. I would assume, because they're technically in his hometown of Pittsburgh. Pat's from Pittsburgh. Next week they're going to be in the PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh. Did Roman get the pay cut? Again, listen to who that came from. Goddamn Jonathan Coachman. We can't believe anything that comes from Coachman. Can't believe anything that comes from a guy that's doing a show with goddamn Vince Russo. Let's see. What else do we have? Is like this generation, Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart? Yes. Seth is totally like a newer version of like what Shawn and Bret were back in the day. That's what Seth is now. 100%. JR and King of the best Raw team, best of the Attitude Era. 100%. Those two work so good together. I don't see an immediate return for Roman. Him against Seth sounds like a WrestleMania match to me. Well, remember, we got this 2-night SummerSlam in MetLife Stadium. So that's going to be a WrestleMania-esque almost style show. And like, Roman's got to come back before that anyways. Roman ain't going to be gone for a whole year, especially when he's only got like a year and a half left on his deal, 2 years maybe max. So, by the way, Tim, if it wasn't for you, I don't think I would have found Fightful and Wrestling Observer newsletter when I was in high school. Well, thank you for telling me that I helped you find others. How exactly did I help you find Fightful and the Wrestling Observer? That's an interesting one. Never heard anyone say that I helped them find other outlets. That's an interesting one. Like, I always shout out Fightful. Fightful's great. Wrestling Observer. Is it just me, crediting them in my video saying, hey, this news comes from Fightful. This news comes from the Wrestling Observer. I know back in like 2016, 17, we did do work with Fightful. So, you can't trust most of the news sites you see on Twitter or YouTube. No, many of these people, we were just talking about one earlier. I'm not going to give them any more shout outs. But we were talking about one earlier. Oh boy, no. Someone literally posted a video. Let me see if I can find it really fast. I'm not going to show you guys or shout it out or anything. Apparently, someone wanted to post a video saying that the arena where WWE is running not Saturday's main event, Night of Champions got bombed or something. YouTube videos back in the day citing Sean and Dave. Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I thought. See, right here, there's a video. It says, first off, Raw shut down. These are all Raw shut down. These guys got the worst AI fucking thumbnails. It says Raw shut down, and there's an Iran flag draped over a ring. Then this one says Iran invades Raw. And this guy's getting 5,000, 4,000 views on these videos. This one says Iran targets WWE Arena. Iran crashes Night of Champions 2025 after WWE Raw. What? And then this guy, and I'm still not going to name names. Then this guy's going to go on when I call him out, because I've done this before. And he goes, oh, it's all storyline. I'm just making stuff up. It's fantasy booking storyline stuff. It's not real. I say that in the videos. I say that on my page. No. There's no one. He got 6,000 views on it. Night of Champions canceled due to the war. John Cena fired by WWE after his pipe bomb. What? Yeah, no. Let's see. What else do we got? Are they going to make the original 4 all 2-nighters? That's a big one, because I don't know if they would with Survivor Series. They could, and then you can have one Survivor Series night headlined by War Games Men and the other one War Games Women. So right now, let's see. WrestleMania and SummerSlam are both 2 nights. Rumble not yet, but I can see it. One night the men headline, the other night the women. And then Survivor Series, I can maybe see it. That's the one of the big 4 where I'm not quite sure. People actually believe that bullshit. Yeah, they do. Because I actually had someone come into our stream tonight and say, hey, is this true? Did this actually happen? From that. Did Iran actually bomb the arena WWE's running this weekend? So, yeah. Night Champions, Kennedy says, I still believe Night Champions will be in Saudi Arabia. As of right now, it ain't changing. I mean, President Trump did state that there's a ceasefire, so nothing to really worry about as of right now, unless Iran wants to just say, screw the ceasefire. And WWE, multiple times tonight, hey, this Friday we're in Saudi, this Saturday we're in Saudi, Saudi. So they said it more than once. They were plugging the dates and the times and the Saudi time slot. So, yeah. Those videos not only have AI thumbnails, they use AI voices too. It's so effed up. Oh, don't get me started on those. Did you guys see the video where someone used AI to make it look like Zoe Stark announced her retirement. Yeah, that's a bad one. That one got over 1 million views. Over 1 million views. Let's see, what else do we got? Sounds like wrestling news. Why joke about that? Exactly, Michael. Why joke about that? Why joke about any of that? Why? Because you know it's going to get clicks on YouTube. And you know it's going to make you money. Because I can see, because if he's getting roughly around the same, not every YouTube channel makes the same amount of money for clicks and views, but I can estimate, you know, they're probably making around this because this is what I make. And so it's like, I can see, oh, he's leaning heavy on this because it's getting views and he's making more money, you know, so. Yeah. Not even going to shout out who it is. If you know, you know. Iran isn't about to pick a fight with Saudi. They got their hands full with Israel right now. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, you got Jonathan Coachman over here even spitting bullshit. I saw that and she addressed it on her first recovery video. Yes, she did. She's like, hey, this is an AI video. This is fake. And I even sent it because the same channel took some of the videos from Chris Van Fleet interviews and was throwing AI voices over it and then making it sound like that people were saying different things in Chris Van Fleet videos. So I was like, hey, Chris, you might want to check this out and maybe get these videos taken down because they're making it seem like wrestlers are saying different things in your interviews. He was like, oh, thanks for sending me that. Darth, I agree. I would love to see War Games and classic 10-man Survivor Series match work together. I'd love for classic Survivor Series stuff to come back. It's a little weird that Survivor Series has become the War Games show when Triple H literally shit on that when he first took over creative, saying, I don't like a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view because then we have to have a Hell in a Cell every October. I don't like an Extreme Rules pay-per-view because then every match gotta do Extreme Rules. And it's like, no, you build those types of matches when they make sense to do, not just because it's the month you have to. But then all of a sudden he's doing War Games every freaking November. Because Wheezy was actually talking about the low bar content after Raw was done, about the people will just make anything to get views or say anything on social media to get views. Yeah. Here's my one thing. So there's this, and I'm again not going to shout out no names, but there's one person on Twitter that's got tens of thousands of followers. And their little thing on there says content creator. Yet this person has never, ever legit posted a single bit of original content. Never created anything themselves. All they do is they either post a photo from a wrestling show or a clip from a wrestling show and then put a little caption on it with their hot take. That's not being a content creator. That's not creating content. That's not what creating content is. This is creating content. Making news videos is creating content. Showing how I make my graphics is creating content. Playing video games on stream is creating content. Not going and taking a photo of Goldberg versus Gunther and then captioning, oh, Goldberg's going to kill the old guy. And then that's it. Posting that on your Twitter. People might engage and think that's funny. That's not being a content creator. That's not creating content. Some of the other ones here. That's the double-edged sword of AI. Yeah, really is. I like AI for certain things. Like especially it helps very well with photo editing. AI has been a huge thing for photo editing. As far as, you know, helping with lighting kind of things, helping remove blemishes from faces, and AI culling. I can get in a whole thing with that is very good as well. As far as like using AI to help you, say you go to do a photo shoot or you go shoot a football or soccer game, and you take 800 pictures. You really don't want to sit through all 800 of those pictures or sit through and have to one by one go through all 800 of those pictures. Well, if you use, I forget what the one that my buddy John uses. It's, after something, maybe after shoot, maybe it's called. I'm not 100% sure, but what it is, it's AI culling, and the AI will sort through all your photos and then say, hey, here are all the best photos. Here are all the ones that aren't blurry or out of focus or have getting camera shake. And so then you get your 800 photos down to maybe 200 photos, or here's all the ones that don't look like duplicates, because say you're shooting a football game and you have it on burst mode. And so you, and you just shot 12 photos all at once and they all were basically the exact same. Well, the AI culling is going to take the best of that sequence and then say, hey, here you go. Here's the best one. So AI is good for some things, helping you with writing stuff. It's also good, but all the stuff they're doing now with video stuff with AI, it's getting a little scary, I will say. Right, Sports Gaming Rules with a bit donation says, can't believe we heard Tony Schiavone's voice in WWE, but really for Goldberg's final match. Yeah, they did a thing where they showed Goldberg's debut in WCW, and if you want any kind of audio from that with commentary, it's got to be Schiavone. So there we go. Corey says, is SmackDown going to be taped in Steel City next week? Yes. So next week, SmackDown is being taped after Raw, and Raw is starting 2 hours early. Hopefully the rumors are true and it's a 2-hour SmackDown. So there we go. Kennedy says, also, I've been watching you doing good on every review for over 5 years, and I appreciate everything you've doing. All the wrestling news. Keep it up, bro. Thank you for the comment. I really appreciate that. We're actually less than a month and a half away from our 10-year anniversary. August 1st is the 10-year anniversary of when I posted my first video on the PW Unlimited YouTube channel. It's either July 31st or August 1st. I always just say August 1st. First video I ever actually posted. So we're coming up on 10 freaking years. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. It's wild. Will SmackDown have a fake live stream on Netflix since it's pre-taped for July 4th? What do you mean? Fake live stream. No, SmackDown will still air on Friday. They're not going to show it while they're... No. I get what you're asking. I don't know why you call it a fake live stream. It's not fake. Yeah. Anyways. Hard to believe I snuck my dumbass in 27. Fucking Nick. What the fuck you doing, Nick? You were just on Twitch a minute ago. Now you're over on YouTube chat. Goddamn Nick. Anyways, he says, hard to believe I snuck my dumbass in 2017 and still riding the wave. Right? Right? But Sam says, I remember those early videos. You've how I found out AJ, Gallows, Anderson, and Shin were leaving New Japan. Yep, I remember when that stuff broke. 2016. That was only like 6 months in. I was the newbie. A little YouTube baby. Still learning. Still learning. But looking at the time here, we'll go a couple more minutes. Again, I want to say thank you to Wheezy for the raid. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you were here before the raid, go follow Wheezy. She makes great content. I don't fully follow all of her content, but I'll catch things here and there. I think she's great. She's really cool. Really great. Would love to work with her at some point too. I am going to start doing, I'll break this news for the channel. Probably starting in 2 weeks. We're bringing back the wrap up. Monday, Friday, 30, 45 minute news morning show deal. And I want to bring in other people within the wrestling creator community to kind of co-host with me. So maybe I can get her at some point. Maybe I'll reach out to her and say, hey, would you like to come on? And I'd love to get like a rotating cast of characters too, if possible. If possible. That'd be really cool. Just looking here if there's any more comments. Jordan says, can I ask you something? Go for it, Jordan. Remember us going live from the moment Danielson came out of retirement? Oh, yep. Sure do, Nick. I see a cheeky mustache white boy join the wrap up. Hell yeah, I'd love to have Nick on. Again, like I said, I'd love to have different people. So it's like, yeah, I'm the mainstay, but we can get different perspectives on story. So it's not just the same people every time. I'd love to have different people on and get them. And I don't know who to reach out to. I don't know who would be interested. And I'm the type of person that's like, I don't want to bug people and be like, hey, come do my show. You may or may not have even watched my content before. You know what I mean? So we'll figure it all out. But what's your question, Jordan? We'll make Jordan the last one if he gets it in here. He says, the first time I was a pro wrestling fan is when the Nexus debuted in WWE. Ooh, dang. I mean, that okay, cool, but it's like, dang, okay. So I would ask them, especially baby Huey, but I know Huey works mornings, and I want this show to be like noon central or whatever, like my time noon. So I don't know if he would be available, and I want to do him live. Like if I have to do one where someone's like, hey, I want to do it with you, but I can't be on there live, I'll pre-record it. I'll do a pre-tape. Jordan says, should I start have a YouTube channel? I mean, that's a loaded question that I can't really answer. That's on you. What kind of content are you going to want to create? You want to talk wrestling? You want to play video games? You want to talk Marvel movies, DC movies, sports, other sports than wrestling? I don't know. Yeah. So Bangs, the Blitz mode is supposed to be changing up what mythics they have each week. Tyler and I were actually looking at that over the weekend. All the different, like, week 1's going to have this, and week 2's going to be this, and week 3's going to be this. Yeah, we were looking at that over the weekend. I said Avatar, and he wasn't too excited. But, again, so you just want to play games on stream then, Jordan? Is that what you're saying? Because there's nothing wrong with that. Just know you got to be consistent with it. Got to be consistent. That's the big thing. Whenever someone wants to start a YouTube channel, or you want a TikTok where you're creating TikTok videos, or an Instagram, we're making Instagram reels, the biggest thing that I can tell anybody is you got to be consistent with it. So that way, people know, hey, they usually post on Mondays, they usually post on Wednesdays, they usually post on this day, this day, this day. And then if you are not consistent, and it's like you posted on a Monday, but then you haven't posted for a week, 2 weeks, people forget about you, and then they don't come back. That's the big thing. That's the big thing. How come you don't do NXT reviews? Because no one was watching them. I'm just gonna be completely honest. No one was watching them, so that's why. And then so the weekly NXT, no one was watching them, so that's why I just haven't been doing those. But now for the last couple of NXT PLEs, have been up against AEW shows. So it's like I'd rather do the AEW review. But now that I'm going to be doing the wrap up coming back, I can now incorporate the NXT PLE reviews into the wrap up. We can do it there. Your Blitz is going to. Oh, I just read that one. How about Dragon Ball Z? Yeah, we saw that one. Wait. Dragon Ball. I think I saw it said Dragon Ball. I don't remember now. I don't even watch NXT. I watch it every week. I'll have it on here on the third screen while I'm doing other things. And then if there's actual news from it, then I'll be like, oh, got to make a video, or oh, got to update on this. So yeah. But I think that's going to wrap everything up, guys. Again, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. I want to say thank you to Wheezy once again for the raid here on Twitch. And with that, guys, we'll be back on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. Only thing we know, Kota Ibushi. That's all we know. Kota Ibushi is going to be on the show. Other than that, don't know anything else. But with that, guys, I'll probably be live tomorrow here on YouTube. And then my other Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TeamingBuddy. Play more Fortnite. Can't get enough of that Blitz mode. Love that Blitz mode. And that's also helping me level up the Battle Pass, too. So with that, have a great night, guys, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. All right. As far as if you're still watching live on Twitch, let's see who we can send a raid